Yo,
Hey,
yo,
how are you?
good, good. Staying creative and sane during this crazy year.
As long as you're staying creative. I mean,
Yep,
staying sane
yep,
is important too, but
yep.
how's everything else? How's Sarah?
Oh, good, good. She's painting or drawing something right now, actually.
So she's staying creative too. That's good.
Yep, yep, yep. Just have to keep the inspiration going. I mean, because it's good. It's like, uh, just because it's like, it's so much stuff going on, so it's like, it's easy to lose focus of like the goals that you had like already were working on because of course like it's so much things going on with civil rights and like things that have been going on in the country forever, but like now it's like we making, I feel like it's the best chance to make like some really good change right now. So it's like, obviously you got people, signing petitions, speaking out, protesting, but like on the side of that, like I know a lot of people want to, it's like cool. We everyone knows what's going on, but it's like in a weird. You kind of need a balance to, you can't, it can't just be all craziness. You need some type of balance to live your normal life, so you can kind of be sane during all this crazy time. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah. And does that kind of drive you to be more creative?
Yeah, actually, cause not only can you make music that's like inspiring, cause for me, I think back to like Marvin Gaye, what's going on, and how he
Mhm.
created music, like that kind of represented everything that was going on during that time, literally. So, thinking of kind of making music like that, but at the same time, I don't want to make something like I don't want it to look like, oh, I'm purposely trying to make something
Right.
based off of what's going on, but just kind of just genuine.
All right. Well, it's a good place to start. So this is Lara, aka the Sound Sommelier, talking with Illa J. Thanks so much for joining me. Illa J, what is your earliest memory of hip hop?
My earliest memories of hip hop is hearing Ice Cube on my brother's cassette player. Like his cassette player was just laying around the crib, and that was like literally I just popped it because for me when I was younger I couldn't listen to that type of music. So that was like me being rebellious as a kid. Like, ooh, I want to
Mhm.
listen to what my brother listening to. So yeah, I found one of his cassettes laying around. It was a Ice Cube Predator album, I think, and I popped it in and I remember this moment just because the volume was already on blast. So I put the headphones on and I pressed play. It was like, like when it's like really loud and it scares you. But like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
that was my introduction to like rap. Like I heard hip hop around the house a little bit, but because we used to watch the box and stuff like that. But yeah, like Ice Cube, that was like one of the first rappers I got a chance to really listen to actually.
So when I interviewed you 5 years ago, I'm pretty sure you said the same thing. So we know your answer
Yes.
is legit.
Like yeah, I'm just making up stuff. Like yeah, whatever comes to my mind today.
So you come from a family of talented musicians. Was music always something that you wanted to pursue full time?
Yes, but at the same time, it was one of those things where, like, I'm an athlete first, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
even though music is first, obviously, but I'm like, this how I make my living, like, it's just like my whole family does music, but I had a great love for basketball, so like, and that still inspires me today, like the discipline that I learned from that, I still use that same drive when I'm making music and keep myself motivated. Yeah, but yeah, music was like I knew it would come at some point, but like early on, like I was kind of like intimidated just because everyone else in my family had already been so successful. So it's like and then not only that, I don't even want to say not just my family, but just Detroit. Period. It's a lot of music like around like that was like the vibe of the city.
Yeah.
Like that's how we gather. It was like bumping good. Everybody playing good music, and everyone's in church, and yeah, that was kind of like the vibe.
So that's a perfect segue. My next question was, what was it like coming up in the Detroit music scene?
Yeah, Detroit. People, everybody and their mama sing, everybody and their mama and their auntie and my cousin sing and rap. Like it's like everybody knows somebody that does music in Detroit. Like, and I think that's everywhere. It's a lot of people that. It's a lot of hidden scenes in a lot of cities. It's just more like certain places. Like it's more out there. Like obviously, LA's scene is more out there, and New York and places like that. But yeah, it's I think it's everywhere. A lot of hidden talent all over the place. But it's just that certain places you were able to get more, the spotlight on them. Like, Detroit, we had our time when it was like the spotlight was on Motown, down south, like Cali. So it's like it's kind of been spread around, and nowadays it's just like a worldwide spotlight. It's like really wherever someone can pop from anywhere at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a level playing field, I guess you could say.
Yeah, yeah.
Were there any artists who stood out and inspired you from an early age?
You know what? Early on, it was like as far as like artists, like I just would just love singing along with my favorite singers, like Al Green, Marvin Gaye, people like that. But as I got older, I got more and more and more respect for Prince, and and once I realized how, because obviously you hearing his hits, and you hear like, yeah, Prince is big, but then once you start making music and you understand like, whoa, he was producing and writing all of his music too, and even writing some of his band's music, it's like, and playing all the instruments. It's like he's the only artist that was able to me, that was able to attain that type of success and be like fully he's 100% in creative control in all these projects. Like that was his vision, you know what I mean? So it's like he stands out and he's in his own league for sure. Prince, it's like forever, yeah.
So I feel like you're kind of like that because you write and sing and rap and produce. So you're kind of like a renaissance man in music. Would you say, in which area do you feel most comfortable?
Honestly, that's one of those things that changes from time to time. Like it'll be times where I'm like, yeah, I just want to make beats, and then sometimes I just want to sing. But I think honestly, if anything, if I were to say I'm comfortable just honestly. My favorite is when I find the perfect mix to put it all together, like where I find a track where I can rap on it, sing on it, and it's like kind of because I'm influenced by so much different type of music, so it's like when I can fuse it all together and create something new, like to me that's that's my favorite. It's like just making these like crazy meshes of things that's not supposed to go together, and it's like, oh wow, that turned out really crazy. But honestly, I like it's not one that's my favorite honestly, because from time I'm like. Sometimes I just want to sing. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, and then sometimes I just want to make beats. So it's like, honestly, I really just love making music. Really, yeah.
So do you have like a library of beats that if you just feel like singing, you just kind of like dig through, or?
I mean, that's the thing. I'm singing throughout the day. Like I'm I'm singing.
And I remember that about
you. Grabbing food from like the fridge and just making up songs to myself. And it's funny, I do it without even thinking about it. But it's just something I've always done, and now it's just like a habit. Now I don't even realize. I'm like, dang, I've been singing for the past 10 minutes. But it's like not only that, but as far as like for me, I like to listen to a lot of I like singing along with some of my favorite singers' albums, like D'Angelo. Anybody who loves singing soul music, like that's like one of the perfect albums to sing along with. Like Brown Sugar or Voodoo or Black Messiah, and then Maxwell. He's another person who's dope to sing along with. But yeah, I don't know. I like singing along with other singers and stuff. But on my beats, it's funny because sometimes I just don't get the inspiration to write on my beats just because I put more pressure on myself just because I made the beat too. So I'm like, okay, I want it to be my lyrics to be at a certain level or whatever. But honestly, like lately, I'm not as inspired lyrically as I am as far as like just making beats, But I like, even though I like put melodies over my beats, I'm just more I just want to make as many beats as possible right now. That's kind of where I'm at.
Nothing wrong with that. So it's been more than 10 years since your debut studio album Yancey Boys dropped. How has Dilla's production influenced your own?
You know what, my brother, his sound influences me in so many different ways, and I take so many different like every blue moon, like I take something different from, like I'll learn something different from his process. Like recently, it was just like my MPC process. I was learning like how he organized his drum programs and like just simple things like that. Like I learned, like I just like pick at little things. Like it was a few months ago, I was like, oh dang, I realized actually all of his snares are actually always on the one. And then it's like, because like when people try to mimic my brother's production, they have everything just off. And it's actually always a couple elements that's always on. And then it's like a few things that's off to kind of balance the rhythm of the sound. But like most of it actually is really on, if you really listen to my brother's production.
I guess if you have enough time to listen to it to really.
Yeah. Love you.
So your last release, John Yancey, came out in 2018. Should this album be viewed as kind of like a musical memoir of sorts?
Yeah, I mean, not yes and no. Like if anything, like with that album, I was kind of like show a little bit of everything that I did over the past all the albums before that. So like a little bit of singing, a little bit of rapping. Like the album I did with Say That People was a little bit more electronic. The album I did with Calvin was a little bit more rugged and like like raw. So I was kind of like trying to mesh both of those together. Like it's a song in the Rose Gold that's similar to like the Home album, Enjoy the Ride. Like reminds me of the Home album, but then you have tracks like Tokyo and what is it? I forgot. That's crazy. It's on my own album. I forgot some names of songs, but like it, it's just completely. It's just a cleaner sound than Home. So it's like Home is dirty. Like this album before that was clean. So it's like a mixture of both of those.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, kind of. It's funny because when I put out like a lot of music, I was talking about this earlier. Like I'm by the time the music comes out, I'm not there creatively. Like even though I made it, and I'm like, okay, I'm about to promote it. This is how I see it. Like by the time it's released, I'm like somewhere else, like creatively. But it's like I still try to like, yeah, well, this is what I was on 5 months ago, basically.
So what made you decide to use your name as the title?
For that one, I was kind of creating a timeline with the albums. I'm real like I'm very influenced by like Eminem is one of my favorite rappers, and I love how all of his albums like they connect and they it's like some Shady LP, and the Marshall Mathers, and it's like the Recovery, you know what I mean? It's like it's kind of like part of like stuff that was going on in his life too, like Recovery. He had problems before, and he came back and he's stronger, and like his lyrics get better and better. But I'm like but honestly, just focusing on the titles of his albums, how they connect. So my first album, Me and Yancey Boys, then Illa J was like, okay, I'm myself. I'm my own artist as well. That's basically that was that. And then Home was like, okay, back home to the singing, Motown. That's what I came from. And then John Yancey was like, honestly, part of that was me recording that album in California, because that was the first album that I recorded and that I released that I recorded in California since. Well, technically, Home was recorded in California, but for the John Yancey album, I was actually back, basically moving back out here. So it's kind of full circle because, like, when the John Yancey album was released, oh, that's crazy. Somebody just named all the album tracks. Thank you.
You got fans on here.
When that album was released, like where I live now is like literally right around the corner where I recorded the Yancey Boys album. So it's kind of trippy. It's kind of like literally full circle. So like Yancey Boys to Illa J to Home to like John Yancey, in the sense of like when I came out originally, I wish I just went with my name John Yancey instead of like the Illa J thing. It worked out or whatever, but it's like not even just the name, but just overall, like I felt the pressure to go with a certain type of music, and I don't regret it because I learned a lot from my career, and I'm just taking it step by step as I take it forward. But I feel like, I should have just like, instead of me like having the pressure of like, oh, my brother was this, so I have to, I should have just like, yo, yeah, that's my brother, but guess what? I just do music. Like if I wanted to do country when I started out, I should just be like, yo, that's what I want to do. Even though that's not what I want to do, but what I'm saying is I wish I took that pressure off myself when I first started. But I don't regret it because I'm happy to be where I'm at now, and I feel freer than ever to just kind of, just like share whatever vibes I'm feeling. That's why I'm honestly posting a lot more, because like I got so much music to share, and I feel like through the albums that I put out, people only see a little bit like of my creativity. That's only the moments or the concept of that particular album. But it's like throughout the week, I'm making so much music. So it's like, I feel like that's why I'm sharing more music now, just because it's like, it's so much music that people will never hear. So it's like, instead of it just sitting on my hard drive, why not let people hear like the stuff that I be vibing with?
Mm-hmm. No, that's really nice of you. So you've been featured on several collaborations in the last few months with releases from Stuff Daddy and Young RJ. Are there any other artists that you're looking to work with?
Yeah, actually, a single just came out yesterday. It's an artist from London, Rick Leon James, and I'm the feature vocals on it, and he produced the track. He's a super dope bass player, and yeah, he's really soulful. It's like the typical. I hate to use that word typical because it makes it sound like not good, but it's like of all the music that I put out, it's like people, I feel like it will be very familiar when it comes on, because it's like the production is something I would usually rap or sing over. So it's like as soon as it comes on, it's like it's like, you know, it's like home. But I really like this. That's one of my favorite joints, honestly. Like I'm really geeked that joint came out to like be able to bump it, like, because I haven't. This is my first time now that hearing it since, you know, like I recorded it. So it's like I had like the rough version, you know, like for a while. So it's like it's nice to hear like the finished versions of joints.
Mm-hmm. How do you connect with people from overseas and stuff? Just kind of like networking, or?
Yeah, many different ways. Like I will say a lot was from touring, and you meet a lot of artists that way. Cause like even then you meet a lot of artists from the States, being like when you know touring in Europe, and honestly these days, obviously, you know, with the social media, the internet, I don't even know if the internet is that a thing to say the internet anymore. Like, I feel old saying it. Like even just saying the internet, but like, you know, unless you're talking about the band, it's just like, but. Yeah, like I feel like it's really easy to connect with artists all over the world these days. But I'm interested. I'm really interested to see like where things go with how everything is going this year, like how the industry changes.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still in here, but I saw Nicolay jump on earlier, and that's the story behind the foreign exchange too. So.
Yeah.
So Nada was the first self-produced release that you made in 15 minutes with one take. What else is hiding on that full hard drive of yours? Or just fun to share it with people?
I mean, honestly, I have so much music for like so much music on my hard drive that I'm just like start releasing. Honestly, I just been being really hard on myself about what to release, but I'm getting to the point now where I'm just like, you know, like I'm not letting myself do that anymore. Like, no. You really put it out there. Just put it out there. So yeah, definitely get ready. I'm about to be releasing like a bunch of music, and I'll continue to be putting up a lot of videos where like I'm like making beats and things like that. Just because I feel like we in the era where, okay, cool, you got a picture with a guitar, but it's like I don't think you can get away with that anymore. Like taking a picture with an instrument and not playing it, because it's like we in the era where everyone is showing their talent. So it's like, what makes you so special that you can't show your talent? You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, like for me, that's how I feel. It's like, yeah, like, and if anything, I get a lot from it. And like, it's exciting for me to post, because I didn't think I would get so much from it when I started posting more. But I just use it to inspire. Like, okay, how can I do something better? And then it gives me practice for my show. So eventually, however or whenever that comes back, however shows come back, like, you know, from all the posts I'm doing on my page, it's giving me different ideas I want to use for my show. You know, so yeah, I mean, I'm excited, honestly, to really continue to use this time to like get better on all my instruments and just make as much music as possible.
So we've touched on it a couple times during the interview, but with all these beats that you're making, where are you finding the inspiration for it?
Honestly, I've always made this much music, but I haven't always had this much time as I have now, because usually it's like I got a few weeks to try to make a few things, learn something on my machine, and then boom, I'm like on tour. And then I come back, okay, let me learn this real quick, and I'm back on tour. So it's like now that I have all this time, it's like literally, like, it's like for me, it's just like I'm like, okay, I'm taking advantage of all, because like when I was on tour, I would always be complaining like, dang, I wish I had a little bit more time to make more. So now that I have this time, it's like, okay, it's no excuses now. So yeah, honestly, that's my inspiration, just being thankful to have the time to be able, you know, and not only that, thankful to wake up and I have equipment that I can make music on, you know. So it's like, I remember when I didn't have everything that I needed now to be able to make whatever I want. So it's like, you know, to me, it's just a blessing to wake up and like I can make whatever I want. Like, okay, it's time to make some music. Let's do it, you know. And it's like I don't have to say, oh, I need this, I need that. Everything I need is right there. It's just like, you know, just come on, let's make some stuff. And you know, if I'm not inspired, you know, like my thing is like I'll like do anything to inspire myself, whether it's like watch a superhero movie, some sci-fi movies, play a little NBA 2K, anything to like get me going. I'm like, okay, let's make some music. But yeah, honestly, I'm just really thankful to be able to be in the position I'm in to be able to make music, because it's like a lot of people that were, you know, really hurt during this time. So it's like I want to say, like, you know, like this is just appreciating all the little small blessings, you know what I mean? And that keeps me going.
So speaking of your home lab, which machine is currently getting the most use in your home?
Right now, I would say the Akai Force is getting the most use. Like I love my MPC Live. Don't get me wrong, I love the MPC Live, but the Akai Force that was getting all the love. Yeah. And salute to Dez, by the way. Yo, Dez, man, we got to get on some, man, you got to give me some tips on DJing. Yo, I'm like working, getting my set, perfecting my set.
I meant to say this earlier, but that I had to give it a shout out. The song you made where you sampled your father's was amazing. What machine was that on?
That.
What machine was that? John, what machine was that on?
Just because I know on my MPC Live, and I recorded him. Like I put in my post, I recorded him. So basically, he had a song that he wanted me to do something with. He was like, "I want you to do something with this song." So I recorded him on my recorder. So it's this song, and I think the song had already been covered before, but he was like, you could do something interesting with it. But rest in peace, my father passed away. But I just thought like, dang, this could be cool. Like it'd be cool to do something with these, with his vocals. So like I actually made that beat a minute ago, and I like did a few different versions of it. And I was like, yeah, let me drop this for Father's Day, do some, in honor of my pops. Because I was actually gonna do something else, and I came across that session. I was like, oh man, like because every time I come across that session, it's fun, just because it's trippy to have my dad's voice over my past, and I can like make him say different things. It's crazy, yeah.
What have you been listening to or watching? I know you just mentioned like sci-fi and superhero, but is there anything?
It's different every week. I mean, like we watched Filthy Rich. That was crazy. Wow, it's just that. Anyway, if you watch that, I don't even have to say. That's just mind blowing. The Five Bloods, Fire, loved it. Loved that movie. Oh my God, that was so good. That's one of that's one of Spike Lee's best movies. Like he killed it. Trying to think. I watched just a few other movies I watched recently. Invisible Man is dope. I'm trying to think. Ford versus what is it, Ferrari or something like this? Yeah, I think it's Ford versus Ferrari, but that movie's super dope. And then right now I just watched Karate Kid, so I'm about to go on the little Karate Kid.
The original?
Yeah, the original, yeah. And then
nice.
It's a TV show too, so we're gonna binge that. And, it's just like anything, like I said, anything to get inspiration.
Mm-hmm. And then, so what are you listening? What are you listening to?
Honestly, it sounds conceited, but it's only because I'm studying and getting better. But honestly, I've been listening to a lot of myself. Honestly, just because
that's not conceited. So that's how you improve if you're listening to things.
Cause I I'll listen to a few samples and I'm like, oh, okay, and then I'll end up making something. Cause honestly, right now I'm just working on my DJ set, and I'm basically working on a DJ set, but it's like a DJ set with all my my own original music. So like. It's just, making as many beats as possible and, trying to get them all to kind of vibe together.
So how do you think the current pandemic and possible future recurrences will affect your creative process?
The creative process, it honestly, that one thing, it won't affect it all, just because, like, because I'm a musician, I've been, like, this is literally, we always inside. And like we kind of like in the caves making music, so it's like it really, for anyone like creative, like this should be the time that you should be just going harder than ever, because it's like you're forced to be in a cave and create. So that's literally what it is. The only thing I'll suggest is like from time to time, go take a run, take a hike to feel that creative well and get out the house. But other than that, I think it's like the perfect time to just be in a cave and create. It's like perfect for that.
Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna stay home because I'm being told to, and that's okay.
As far as the industry, again, I don't think it stops people making music and people listening to music, but I think the only thing right now that's affected the most is touring, because how will shows be, and how will we get back to a point where you know, like, will we be able to pack out a venue again? You know what I mean? These are real questions and stuff. So it's like how serious is it? And then traveling, it's like, man, after 9/11, it was hard to travel. So it's like, how is traveling going to be after this? Like, you know, will I have to, if I have a Europe tour, will I have to go there and quarantine for 2 weeks before I start the tour? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm just curious how the industry, like for touring is going to change. But I mean, I definitely, like, I've seen live stream shows and it's cool, but it still is nothing like the just really live and feeling people's energy in person. It's just nothing like that. You can't replace that, you know. But I mean, again, like everything always bounces back, but again, it's just because this is something that's so new that, you know, it's like, you know.
Yeah, it's the unknown. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, at the end of the day, as far as everything else, like, I mean, this country has always been like fucked up. So it's like that doesn't like it's not like it's like this is so new to me. Like, oh my God, this country's fucked up. It's like like, you know what I mean? I've known that my whole life. So it's like for me, it's just like doing the best as I can to support the cause and support change. And outside of that, just trying to be the best example I could be, you know, and just spread love through my music. And, you know, like honestly, that's one of the reasons I'm posting so much music, just because I want people to have some type of breath of fresh air when they come to my page and try to get some, you know, just get some positive vibes and inspiration through everything that's going on right now. So yeah.
So you shared a quote on social media by Martin Luther King Jr. Our lives begin to end the day that we become silent about things that matter. How do you feel this quote echoes what is happening in the country right now?
It's so spot on, because basically everything that's happening right now is because it's been quiet for so long. And I mean, obviously, like, not us, we've been saying forever, like, yo, like, it's fucked up. And then now it's like people are starting, you know, a lot of people that I guess weren't aware before are starting to realize, you know, and not even not weren't aware, it's like, it's just more, I've never seen so many people like start to speak up for that cause. So it's like, it's really beautiful to see, you know. I saw like this older lady and her son. It was like a little boy, and they were holding up the sign on the it was just them on the corner, like we passed them by. But like, you know, like all those people understand, like that means like that means a lot for me. I don't even know this kid, but I don't know if he understands that means a lot for me to know that he understands that how all of that stuff, how it affects me, you know what I mean? And like, so it's like, because I've seen, like I said, I have stories of my brother, like 10, 20 cop cars at his house, got him on the ground, and all they find is royalty checks and stuff, because they thought he was a drug dealer. But then they happened to find he was just this really, really successful producer. So it's like, you know, like, believe me, I know like all of the stuff, experiences myself. I've had a customs officer elbow me in the chest, like, you know, like I've seen it myself. So it's like, I know, but it's like at the end of the day, like I feel like amongst all the things that we're doing to make change, I feel like just a statement in itself is just me being a successful Black man and taking it, like trying to inspire others to take their careers and go reach for your goals and stuff. And like by doing that, I feel like that alone is like, that's a slap in the face, because it's like, it's almost like statistically that's not supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be able to be successful like I am. My brother wasn't supposed to be a legend, especially some kids from Conant Gardens, Detroit. So it's like, by doing what we do, it's like that's breaking the rules right there. So it's like, and opening the door for the next one, and not being like, because I've seen coming up, it's like, it's a lot of cool people in the industry, but there's a lot of people that play gatekeeper to, it's like a lot of upcoming kids that's really dope, and like they don't get a chance to get that shine because it's someone that's like, you know, they playing gatekeeper, like, no, you can't get in this door. But like for me, if I see someone that's genuinely dope and they got a good heart and they have good intentions, like, yo, come in, man, let me tell you the game. This is what it is. I'm gonna be straight up, like, yo, this might not work right away, but yo, if you work hard, you know. But like, I'm more than willing to bring someone in under my wing and like try to, you know, because I just want to see everyone win at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's not a, like, for me, when I talk about competition, it's more of a friendly thing, more of like to inspire each other to be better, but not like, I'm not like, oh, I'm fronting on him because he succeeded. No, I want everybody to win. If anything, I want you to kill it to inspire me to kill it. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, he's over there killing it. Dang, man, it makes me want, okay, let me go back in the studio. Man, he killing it over there.
That's why you're so good at basketball. You got that team player mentality.
That's the sports, like, you know, that, like, you know, that I get a lot from that, you know, so it's like, you know, and, you know, Last Dance, so that was just out, so it's like, you know, it's so much inspiration, and you know, it's just crazy, everything, like the timing of everything right now, and but yeah, honestly, I think it's a good time for creatives to really go in and just like, just take charge, and honestly, anyone, any field, like, this is that time in your life where you like, if it's like a goal, you like, should I go for, yes, do it, yes.
Like what you posted earlier, like what you posted in your stories earlier, it was a whole like push.
Like, do it, don't wait, because it's as simple as, honestly, it's like, it sounds corny and cliche, but it's really as simple as one step. And what happens is, like, you stall on taking that one step, and then while you stalling on taking that one step, you know, someone then took 20 steps. You know, it's just what it is. It's trial and error. You take that step. Okay, you stumble. Okay, why did I stumble? Okay, let me learn from it, and hopefully I don't stumble next time. And you just, you know, it's just step by step, and you know, you get there. You know.
I like it. John, thank you so much for joining me. Is there anything else that you want to add?
No, just appreciate it, and like, yo, everybody, like, yo, y'all stay, everybody, like, yo, go for it out there. I know it's like crazy times going on, but like, you know, I think this is one of those times where you gotta try to find the happiness within. You know, it's like, and because I feel like we live in a society where people look too much outside themselves to feel true, you know, to be fulfilled, but like, to be truly fulfilled, you gotta be fulfilled here, you know. So it's like, but yeah, honestly, like, you know, everybody out there, like, pushing for change, salute, you know, and yeah, like, I wish everybody the best, peace and love, yeah. I'm gonna be putting out this hella music, so come by the page. I'm dropping as many beats as I can every week, so, you know, if you don't want to hear no beats, then you should probably unfollow.
Don't come to your page.
So many beats. You know, and I'm sorry if I burn you out with beats, but I can't help it. I need to get all these beats off my
Don't apologize. Don't apologize.
Yeah.
John, I look forward to seeing you in New York again soon sometime.
Word, for sure, definitely.
Have a great night. Thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, for sure. Peace and love. Salute.